Alright, let me put you through a hypothetical scenario real quick. Let's say you get into a fight with a time traveler. How do you actually win? I mean, hypothetically, you could kill them as many times as you want for all eternity, but they'd always be able to come back. Plus, it doesn't help that every time that you kill them, they always come back stronger. They already know what you're going to do. So really, there's basically no universe where you'd ever be able to win a fight no matter what you do. From your perspective, you really only have one try to kill them, and if you succeed, does it even really matter? They can just come back. I mean, all they have to do is to kill you once, and they win. It's over. So really, the only way that you could ever win a fight like this is if you had something so powerful, so immeasurably difficult, or you have something that is undodgeable, that it is impossible for them to avoid even if they do go back in time, and they give up. This is the power of the soul, determination. So who would actually feasibly be able to make you give up? Alright, so I've been thinking about this question for a while, and I was just thinking, if you were actually going on a rampage on the genocide run, whether it be in Deltarune or Undertale, is there actually someone who could stop you? Like, I know everyone's tried, but could they actually do it if they tried hard enough? So for this experiment, I think we can eliminate anyone who does not actually pose a threat to us in the genocide run of Undertale, or does not actually have enough strength to compete with us whatsoever. So like a Frogget isn't going to be on this list, obviously. So I'll just start with the most popular option for stopping you and the human, Sans. If Sans actually wanted to be able to beat us, he would need to have a major strategy overhaul because his current strategy just isn't that great for taking us out. I would say that Sans' biggest benefit is just the fact that he can see the amount of times that you've tried him up to 10. I mean, that would be a great start, except it won't be super useful in the long run, especially with a lot of attempts under your belt. So like, if I was Sans and I was trying to fight like, you know, us, the player, what I would do is that I would just switch up my attacks every attempt. I would have planned out things for every time that the human resets, because you'd be able to tell just by the look on their face. So at least if you're switching up your attacks every reset, it makes it much more difficult for whoever's, you know, controlling the human or the soul to actually predict what you're going to do as your attack for every attempt, so they have a better chance of death. Except, as I mentioned, Sans can only remember up to 10 attempts before he says that there's too much nuance to the stuff, and he won't be able to properly track your attempts. But even past that, the problems lie where if he can't track your attempts, how is he gonna know what attacks to use on every attempt? You know what I mean? So eventually, he'd just be stuck guessing your attempts over and over and using different attacks, but you'd get used to every pattern and you would still be able to kill him, no matter what he does, really. So the only way that I can feasibly see Sans winning is if you literally gave up within like 15-20 attempts of like trying him. Like, you'd have to give up pretty early before, you know, he even gets a chance to like forget anything. But even then, that's a very unlikely scenario, which is why most people go through with killing Sans in the genocide run already. So Sans has some potential, but it's just not enough to make him have any chance against the human whatsoever. We are winning in 99 times out of 100 in this scenario. Now, as for Undyne, she's in an even worse position than Sans. Is Undyne strong? Yes. Does she have determination? Yes. But that's not what's important. Strength doesn't matter if you have forever and you only need to win one time. So yeah, I mean, Undyne, she's strong, but she is pretty much hopeless in this fight. There's nothing that she can really do between resets that's any different from how she is in the genocide run. But you know who I do think would have a chance though? Flowey. Now obviously Flowey is a little different than any of the other characters. He is one of two, which includes us in Undertale, that can actually remember what happens between the resets. So I mean, obviously this is just a much better version of Sans' thing where he can kind of know how many resets that you've done to a certain extent. Flowey will always remember no matter what. Not only that though, in Undertale we can see Flowey is special because he is the only one that can do undodgeable attacks. Like, in the first area, you know, against Asgore, whenever he has the human souls, even against Asgore, where he has those circle of like pellets around you. Obviously, having an undodgeable attack would be way better against the fight because there's nothing that the human can do to dodge it. You've guaranteed damage against them. But the thing is, even though Flowey is strong in like a reset time traveler type of scenario like this one, his physical form is extremely weak, being, I mean, obviously a flower. So really, our best strategy would be the exact same thing as with Sans, where Flowey just gets tired out after a while and we can just instant kill him. It would basically be a race between Flowey's guaranteed damage and our healing items. Like, are they good enough to keep up with him? And how fast does he get tired? So I think that out of the three that we've gone through in Undertale, I think that Flowey is actually a very good contender for like actually killing us, even though it would be pretty difficult for him. It's still very possible. Now, obviously, this ranking isn't with or, you know, counting the 6 human souls, because anyone on this list would easily be able to thrash us if they had the 6 human souls. I mean, it wouldn't even be close. Flowey can go back in time over and over. And I mean, the only reason why the 6 human souls turned on Flowey in the pacifist run is just because, you know, we were nicer than him, and the souls obviously have their own opinions. If they don't like Flowey, they'll just stop supporting him. So if we're on like the genocide run or something, there is no chance that those souls are supporting us. If they already don't like what Flowey does, there's no way that they're gonna like us. Now, the only Deltarune character that I can even see having a chance against us is Noelle. Why do I think this? So basically, Noelle is the only one that's proven to be able to one-shot anyone with her spells, having Snowgrave, which is just fatal. And obviously, if something is undodgeable like that to like a Darkener or something, or even like a Lightner in a battle, there's no way that we'd be able to dodge it, right? Plus, in the weird route of Chapter 5, yes, I've already played the weird route, yes, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen it, but Noelle actually is able to drag us down to the bottom of the river, and we can't really do anything to resist. And it's not like Chris doesn't want to resist either. He tries to resist us, like, taking control of him at the beginning of the chapter. Obviously, though, Noelle's strength only applies in the dark world, so if we're in the light world, she's not going to be able to do much in terms of strength, you know, aside from, like, putting us in, like, I don't know, like a cutscene that we can't, like, get out of type of thing. So overall, I don't really think that she'd be able to beat us outside of the dark world. I think in the dark world, with, like, her manipulation and, like, the spells, I think that there's a chance that she could just put us in, like, an like a cutscene that you can't avoid that just kills you or something like that. Kind of like an undodgeable attack, but just like with more steps. So in conclusion, pretty much nobody can beat the soul except for Flowey, because, you know, he has one of our weaknesses, right? And just to summarize, all of the soul's weaknesses are 1, undodgeable attacks, 2, unskippable like cutscenes, 3, things that would just like instant kill you or that are like very difficult to dodge, or 4, anything that is like so challenging or impossibly difficult. It could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to kill us, but that just makes us give up and just never come back. That's why I really think that Flowey is the only viable option, because he has the most amount, he abuses the most amount of weaknesses that the soul has. Plus, the benefit that he has determination to remember everything just makes him a lot stronger than everyone else on the list. Which kind of makes you think, because it's like, if things with determination can remember even once you reset, does that mean that people like the Amalgamates could remember what we did? If that was true, they would literally blast us. Like, they would, if they could remember everything, maybe. The only problem with the Amalgamates that I could see is that there'd be too much like conflicting ideas that wouldn't be able to, you know, put a good strategy together, or their attacks just not being strong enough because, you know, they're kind of like, I don't know, like amalgamated together. Like, it would be pretty difficult for them to coordinate all on one attack to take us out. But it's weird though, because even if you do like different runs at different points, the Amalgamates don't like give any signs that they actually remember like previous runs or anything. So honestly, it's kind of up in the air if they can actually remember like past resets even with determination. But if they can, it would be like super beneficial if like them and Flowey work together. Then it would be like a much more even fight. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say for this yap session here. Just pretty interesting question overall. I'm hoping that we see somebody in Deltarune that can actually like, you know, maybe even put a stop to us for good, honestly. It would be like pretty interesting to see. Also, the next video should be on my thoughts about Chapter 5 because I just finished it. It is really good, and I highly suggest that all of you guys go play it if you haven't already, because there will be spoilers in the next video, and, well, in this one as well, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, though, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I'll see you guys later, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.